Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, the incomparable Woody Allen. So you've moved from movies to television. Talk to me about the foray into Amazon world.
Yes.
What was it like?
Effortless. It was very easy. I mean, not easy doing the show. It was very hard to do the show, but the working with Amazon was very, very pleasurable and easy.
Walk me through the process. You've made a movie a year for your career. How is it different to actually make a television series for you?
It isn't really different. It's the same thing. You cast, you have to write a script, you show up, you direct the actors, you edit it. It's the exact same thing, except they show it on television.
You also star in this. So talk to me about being both behind the camera as well as in front of the camera.
Well, you know, when I was younger, I appeared all the time because I could get the girl. But when you get older, you can't get the girl anymore. So it becomes less fun to make the movie. So I don't appear as much because I can't do those romantic scenes with any credibility. Not that I ever could. But so I just direct. Now, in this TV series, there happened to be, just by pure chance, a role that was good for me. I didn't tailor it for me. I could have cast somebody else, but it was easy to cast myself, so I did.
You also have a brilliant young cast working with you, including Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
Talk to me about working with her.
Well, I got a chance to work with Miley. I'd always wanted to work with Miley. I'd seen her when my kids watched that silly little television show she did. I would sometimes walk by and say, "Who is that girl? She's got a great comic delivery." And they would say, "It's Miley Cyrus," and it wouldn't mean anything to me. And I'd say, "Well, she's very good." And then years later, when she emerged as a star, I said, "I remember her. She was she's a very funny girl." And I had a part that was right for her, and I cast her, and she more than lived up to my expectations.
Where did this idea come from to do this family in the 60s?
It just popped into my head. I got a chance to work with Elaine May, who is a brilliantly funny woman, Miley, and then John and Rachel, which was fun. I'd never met them before. We had a very nice time.
Is there still a subject in your head? I mean, you've tackled everything, but is there a subject that you haven't touched on yet that you hope to touch on in future projects?
Nothing I hope to touch on. I'd like to do something decent for a change, but I do whatever pops into my head. There's nothing that I have any particular goal for except to make a very good movie.
Woody, you've influenced a generation of filmmakers. Are there certain filmmakers that you're looking at right now that you really love?
Well, I love the same ones everybody loves. You know, of course, I've always loved Marty Scorsese and Francis Coppola. These are people from my generation. I've always loved them. And you know, there are people making films now who's, what's his name? I always forget his name, and he always makes great movies. The guy that made Boogie Nights.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson, yeah. He makes one wonderful movie after another, and I love his work. And there are others. It's just hard for me to think of their names because I reached that age where names vanish out of my head very quickly. But there are filmmakers working who do wonderful work, and whose work I admire very much.
You are arguably the most prolific filmmaker of all time. Are there ever moments that you have writer's block?
I never have writer's block, but being prolific is not an accomplishment. Doing good work is. If you make 5,000 movies and none of them are any good, you're prolific. So being prolific is not a big achievement. It's making good movies that count. You know, someone like James Joyce wrote just really several novels, but they're real good ones. And, the amount of your work is not something to judge the quality of one's work by.